All right, let's try that. You may be wondering, why are you outside? Why aren't you like ever in an office with like your 5 tube lights and your 3 big lights and whatnot? Well, my office isn't limited to a creative space. And pardon, I'm going to be looking here and here. This is the difference between a mirrorless camera with a 16mm lens. Don't use it much, wanted to give that a shot. And the GoPro DJI Action 4. As much of the creative side of things goes into editing videos and editing pictures that I may shoot and record, this is probably the better office. Now, is it the best office today? It's all right. But is it what I love to do? Yeah. I mean, you can't be in the editing room without going outside first. Today, I just wanted to address a quick, easy thing of what drones are the best drones. And I'm not going to tell you to buy DJI or Autel or any other brand. I mean, I fly DJI, and a lot of other people that you may know probably also fly DJI drones. But what are you looking for? Are you looking for something that's small, compact, something that you can use on the go? Doesn't matter. I mean, any brand of drones will be small and compact. I mean, this is on the bigger side, but it's still pretty dang compact when you pull it out. This is about as long as my camera with the 24-105 on it. Probably a little shorter than that, the camera and that lens. But it's perfect. I love it. I got this thing when it was fairly new. That's something I wanted to talk about today. Is the Mavic 3 Cine outdated? Does it hold up? And to answer the question, no, it is not outdated, and yeah, it holds up. I mean, this thing was like peak performance for a year or two, 4 years ago, probably. So a few years ago. But what has happened since the Mavic 3 Cine? We have the Mavic 3 Pro. There's the Avata 2, Avata and Avata 2. Since then, there's the Flip, there's the Neo, there's the Air 3, Air 3S, where you have the stacked cameras on that. And don't get me wrong, that's pretty dang cool. Oh, and let's not forget, technology in this was then carried over to the Inspire 3. That's kind of a big deal. That kind of revolutionized a lot of workflows for like big companies and big drone pilots that often use the Inspire 3. So why does this hold up? Pretty sure that was just the bench here. The first thing that these drones started to do, internal storage. I love that. I love that I don't always have to take out the little mini SD card, which I will point out, to get it out comfortably, you have to like pop out the battery and then get it, because I have huge fat fingers, so that's what I have to do. Internal storage is a huge deal, and the fact that this has a terabyte worth of storage, that's a drive I don't have to get. I probably have like 600 gigs of space still on this. That's hugely beneficial. I don't know if you realize that that's a big deal, because now almost all those older drones have internal storage. But what are some key takeaways from this? Well, first of all, this sensor, it's an inch big. This sensor is a 1-inch CMOS sensor. Maybe I should pull that up. It's a really big sensor. And if you don't have these, and you've heard everybody say ND filters, like that's a huge deal. Like this is a 16. I usually fly with a 16, shutter up a little bit. Maybe I'll switch it out today for a 32. General rule of thumb, sunny day. If you're shooting on a sunny day, kind of like today, I mean, it's fairly clear, no clouds. A 32 would probably be best to match the shutter, so you can have like the appropriate amount of motion blur. So I'm gonna switch out my 16 and grab my 32. Pop that bolt on. Whoop. Also didn't know my drone could stand up like this. So that has the 32 on it, and so ND filters. Huge deal. Huge. deal. Another reason why this drone holds up, it came with 2 sets of these. So I have from 8 to like, what, 516? Do I ever use the 516, the 2, like, whatever those are? I think it's 128, 256, 64, 128, 256, 512. 512, that's what it is. Do I ever use those? No. Like, do I ever have a reason to use them? Maybe if I'm shooting on the sun, or if it's brightly sunny in a snowy area, then you might need the 64. So ND filters, big deal. So what's another thing that keeps this drone still viable in today's technological advancements in drone world? It shoots 5.2K. That's perfect. You can downsample that into 4K, so you're still getting that information that you need. ProRes, if you're looking for more color flexibility, or if you're shooting for clients that want that color flexibility, then this can do that. This can do 422 ProRes 422 HQ. You can upgrade it from a H.264, but you have the availability to go from H.264 codec to H.265 codec. How often do I shoot H.265? Not super often. Every once in a while where I see something really dynamic, I'll change those settings and work some magic in post. Man, that is bright on that camera. It's kind of... So ProRes, big deal. At least for me, I like having some options where I can have a color profile that's pretty standard, and that's pretty dang good when it's standard. I can plug it into projects like weddings that I shoot. I don't have to spend a lot of time coloring the drone footage. If I want to spend more time, then I might just adjust the profile to have different saturation, sharpness, all that, those 3 or 4 variables you can change with the drone. Or if I really want to challenge myself with coloring, especially for a wedding, then yeah, occasionally I'll throw it into D-Log or D-Cinelike and use that information, color it up, and then stylize it so then it's actually like super crisp and clean and stylized. Another thing, why this holds up, controller. Now recently I did have some issues with this where it wasn't like calibrating 100%, and it was frustrating the crap out of me. So what I ended up doing, that I don't know if it fixed it, there are these holes in the back of the controller where you can take a screwdriver and adjust the tightness of it. That did nothing. So I adjusted it back, and man, did that take a while to do that. The main thing I did, I grabbed some compressed air and just sprayed it while I was moving it around, and ever since then, it's been completely perfect. So I'm grateful that was an easy fix rather than a fix where I had to send into, DJI or Drone Nerds. But the reason why, built-in screen is such a big deal. It's nice that I don't have to plug my phone in or an iPad in and have to always have a certain amount of battery life for my screen to stay on, and like I don't have to worry about the screen brightness because this adjusts automatically as well. So that's really nice. Transmission has never given me any issues unless I'm flying with kind of big things in the distance in the path of the drone to the controller. So it only happened once in Alaska, but it came right back, so it was great. But I love the size of this. I love how it feels. And if I had a Mini, I would love how that feels for the size and the features I'm getting in that. But this takes the cake for me. This is definitely my favorite drone. I've had basically a Mavic of every generation: Mavic Pro, Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic 3 Cine. So not Mavic 3 Pro, that would probably be my favorite because of the different lens options. So when it comes down to it, it just depends on what you need a drone for. It depends if you want it for content creation. I mean, any drone could do it for content creation, but like specifically social media content creation, again, any drone can do it, but it just depends on the format you want or like. If you're needing vertical shooting, then yeah, Mini 3 or 4, I'm pretty sure can do that. Then it just kind of goes up from there. Like, it depends on your situation, and everybody on YouTube will say this. It depends on your situation and your needs for the content that you would want to create. Would I trade this in for a Mavic Pro? No. I would want this and a Mavic Pro. 3 Pro. A feature that most of them do have are the obstacle avoiding sensors. So on this, you have the two front ones. You have these side ones on the back, you have the top ones, and you have your bottom sensors, both your visual and your infrared. It's a safety precaution. But should you ever rely on them? No, unless you're in a solid area where you know it'll see those obstacles, like tree branches. Will it see all those all the time? Maybe not. But will it see parking garage structures? Yeah, it'll see those. So, but now I'm just gonna do some flying. So I will turn this camera off and then go to this camera. So that's it for today's video. Just wanted to share some thoughts as to why I still have this. I haven't upgraded it. I've had a thought every once in a while, but at the same time, I don't think I would want to get rid of this and replace it. I would want to add on to it. So I still have this drone. I still have a terabyte worth of internal storage for any project that may require that. That's kind of the big feature that I like. And that's what sold me on this drone. It was a big upgrade from the DJI Mavic Pro to the Mavic 3 Cine, because I was hired to do a project that had a certain codec and certain color profile, so this had it. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you in the next one. Peace. I just flew through power lines. That was pretty crazy. Holy crap. That made my heart jump. Now my BPM is like 85. Holy crap.